Okay, the last video for today's rocker setup series is scorpion roller rockers. They're getting progressively more difficult or more involved, and you can see here I've taken a pattern. I have the same pattern, or I've blued it for a pattern. I have the same bluing over here. What we're going to do is we're going to extend the push rod, and we're going to spin the motor over, and we are going to look at the pattern on the valve. Once we figure that the pattern of the valve is as centered as it can get, then we will take our push rod length, and that will be what we need for this bank of the motor, and then we'll do the same thing on this bank of the motor. Okay, so what we do is we try and eyeball it, get that tip as centered on that rocker as you can, or get that tip as centered on the valve stem as you can. Now we're going to rotate the motor over a few times, and then we're going to take it apart, see what the pattern is. Okay, I've rotated it a few times, and if you look, you can see that pattern. That's a nice pattern. It's pretty much in the center of the valve. So let me see the length of this push rod. Probably be about 8/700 is what these aluminum head motors work out to be. Okay, so I was correct. 8/700 is the push rod length needed for this motor. One thing that I did leave out is when I eyeballed it and I set it up so it looked about right, I also adjusted my valve. I took 0 lash and then I put my adjustment on it, which this one here is like a 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn, somewhere in there. And then I rotated the motor over a couple times, took a pattern. As it rolled on the tip, you can see the blue transfers in a little bit. It's hard to see, but you can see that's pretty well centered. However, I must do the same thing over here just to verify to make sure it's correct because of block deck height, valve job, and the head itself could be machined or could be different to make sure it falls within the same window. So that's how you do it. The next one, which won't be today, is going to be playing with one of these things. And these are the most challenging of all of them.